The golden age of Hollywood may be behind us, but some of its brightest stars still shine among us today. These living legends have witnessed the transformation of cinema from its black and white beginnings to the digital age of streaming. Each carries within them the stories of an era long past, yet their legacies continue to influence entertainment worldwide. From iconic performances that define generations to groundbreaking achievements that shattered barriers, these remarkable individuals have lived extraordinary lives spanning nearly a century. Let's dive straight into it. Lois Smith's incredible journey in Hollywood began alongside James Dean in the 1955 drama East of Eden, launching a remarkable career that has spanned 8 decades. While many actors fade after their initial breakthrough, Smith's persistence propelled her forward, crafting memorable performances across generations of filmmakers. What makes Smith's story extraordinary is her late career renaissance. At an age when most would be long retired, Smith achieved what many young actors only dream of, winning a Tony Award at age 90 for The Inheritance, making her the oldest performer ever to receive this honor. Her performance was described by critics as transformative, bringing decades of lived experience to her role. The actress, who celebrated her 94th birthday in November 2024, hasn't slowed down. From her early roles in East of Eden to more recent performances in acclaimed films like Lady Bird and The Humans, Smith has consistently demonstrated exceptional range. Smith's enduring presence in Hollywood serves as an inspiration to performers of all ages. In an industry often criticized for sidelining older talent, particularly women, her continued success challenges these norms and opens doors for others. Her journey reminds us that true artistry knows no age limit, and that some performers only grow more powerful with time. The story of Lois Smith is still being written, and audiences around the world eagerly await her next chapter. With over 600 acting credits to his name, James Hong stands as one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood history. Born in 1929 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Hong's remarkable 70-year career has made him a familiar face to generations of moviegoers. At 96, he continues to defy expectations about aging in the entertainment industry. Hong's breakthrough came with unforgettable performances in science fiction classics like Blade Runner and his portrayal of the mystical villain David Lo Pan in Big Trouble in Little China. These roles merely scratch the surface of a career spanning everything from drama to comedy, voice acting to directing. Beginning his career in the 1950s when roles for Asian Americans were severely limited and often stereotypical, Hong persevered through decades of systemic challenges. He co-founded the East-West Players Theater Group in 1965 to create more opportunities for Asian American performers, establishing himself as both an artist and an advocate. In 2022, Hong received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at age 93, a long overdue recognition of his monumental contributions to cinema. The campaign for this honor was led by fellow actor Daniel Dae Kim, highlighting Hong's pioneering work. Hong experienced a renaissance with his role in Everything Everywhere All at Once in 2022, earning a Screen Actors Guild Award alongside the ensemble cast. This late career highlight introduced him to a new generation of viewers. Despite approaching his centennial, Hong shows no signs of slowing down. His remarkable longevity and continued passion for performing serve as an inspiration to actors of all backgrounds. Few Hollywood stories begin as dramatically as Tippi Hedren's, who was plucked from relative obscurity after Alfred Hitchcock spotted her in a commercial in 1961. This chance encounter led to her iconic performance in The Birds, 1963, a role that would define the thriller genre for decades. Hedren's screen presence made her the perfect Hitchcock blonde, following with another memorable performance in Marnie, 1964. Behind the glamour lay a darker story that Hedren would only share decades later. Her complicated relationship with Hitchcock, marked by the director's obsessive behavior, reveals the challenging power dynamics women faced in Hollywood's golden age. Her courage in rejecting these advances makes her success all the more impressive. Born in New Ulm, Minnesota, Hedren celebrated her 95th birthday in January 2025 with her daughter, actress Melanie Griffith, by her side. As grandmother to actress Dakota Johnson, Hedren's influence spans 3 generations of Hollywood talent, creating a remarkable family legacy in entertainment. Beyond cinema, Hedren has dedicated much of her life to wildlife advocacy. After filming in Africa in the early 1970s, she developed a passion for big cats that led her to establish the Shambhala Preserve in California. Her advocacy work contributed to the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act in 2022, a federal law she had championed for decades. Hedren's resilience throughout her 95 years serves as a testament to her extraordinary character. Today, she continues to inspire not just for the iconic roles she played, but for the trailblazing path she forged as both an artist and activist. Rita Moreno's extraordinary career spans over 70 years, making her one of the most enduring performers in Hollywood history. Born in Humacao, Puerto Rico in 1931, Moreno moved to New York City as a child and began performing professionally by age 13. Moreno's portrayal of Anita in the 1961 film West Side Story earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, making her the first Latina actress to win an Oscar. This watershed moment opened doors not just for Moreno herself, but for generations of Latino performers who would follow. What truly sets Moreno apart is her status as one of the few performers to achieve EGOT status, winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. This rare accomplishment highlights her extraordinary versatility across different performance mediums. Even in her 90s, Moreno maintains an active career that would exhaust performers half her age. Her recent work includes appearances in the 2021 remake of West Side Story, 80 for Brady, 2023, and Fast X, 2023. In May 2025, at 93 years old, she received an honorary doctorate from Harvard University. Beyond her artistic achievements, Moreno has been a vocal advocate for representation in entertainment. The Presidential Medal of Freedom she received in 2004 recognizes not just her artistic contributions, but her role as a cultural pioneer. Rita Moreno's extraordinary vitality and continued relevance in her 10th decade serve as an inspiration to performers of all backgrounds. Robert Duvall stands as one of America's most distinguished actors with a career spanning 7 decades. Born on January 5, 1931, he turned 94 in 2025, yet remains an active and influential presence in Hollywood. Duvall's breakthrough came with his portrayal of the mysterious Boo Radley in the 1962 classic To Kill a Mockingbird. This performance signaled the arrival of an exceptional talent, but it was his portrayal of Tom Hagen in The Godfather, 1972, that catapulted him to the front ranks of American actors. His iconic declaration as Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now, 1979, created one of cinema's most quoted lines. These performances earned him critical acclaim and multiple Academy Award nominations, but it was his transformative role as a down-and-out country singer in Tender Mercies, 1983, that finally brought him Oscar Gold for Best Actor. What distinguishes Duvall is not just his range, but his unwavering commitment to authenticity. Whether playing a stern military father in The Great Santini or a fire and brimstone preacher in The Apostle, which he also directed, Duvall disappears completely into his characters. Even in his 90s, Duvall has continued to take on challenging roles, appearing in the 2022 sports drama Hustle. His longevity in an often unforgiving industry speaks to both his extraordinary talent and his adaptability. Robert Duvall's legacy extends beyond his individual performances to encompass his influence on American acting as a whole. Mel Brooks stands as one of entertainment's most beloved figures, a comedy genius whose influence spans 7 decades. Born in 1926, Brooks is approaching his 100th birthday in June 2026, yet he maintains a creative vigor that continues to astonish the entertainment world. Brooks first gained national attention as a writer for Sid Caesar's pioneering television show, Your Show of Shows, in the 1950s. His collaboration with Carl Reiner on the 2000-Year-Old Man comedy albums showcased his quick wit and established him as a distinctive comedic voice. His 1974 one-two punch of Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein represents one of the greatest single years any comedy filmmaker has ever achieved. These films elevated the concept of parody itself through their combination of lowbrow humor and sophisticated filmmaking. Both regularly appear on lists of the greatest comedies ever made. Brooks achieved the rare distinction of EGOT status, winning Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards during his career. His transition to Broadway later in life, with the hugely successful musical adaptation of The Producers in 2001, demonstrated his ability to reinvent himself for new audiences. In June 2025, Brooks thrilled fans by announcing that Spaceballs 2 was in production with a targeted release date of 2027. Simultaneously, he began executive producing Very Young Frankenstein, a television project for FX. Mel Brooks represents comedy not just as entertainment, but as a vital social force. As he approaches 100 years of age, his influence remains impossible to overstate. William Shatner's remarkable career spans over 70 years, but for generations of viewers worldwide, he will forever be associated with one iconic role: Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Born in Montreal, Canada in 1931, Shatner's portrayal of the charismatic starship captain created one of the most recognizable characters in television history. While Star Trek made him a cultural icon, Shatner's career has been characterized by constant reinvention. After the original series cancellation, he navigated decades of typecasting before experiencing a renaissance with roles like eccentric lawyer Denny Crane in Boston Legal, which earned him Emmy and Golden Globe Awards. Perhaps most remarkably, Shatner made history in 2021 when, at age 90, he became the oldest person to travel to space. His journey aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin spacecraft transformed fiction into reality. The emotional reflections he shared after this journey revealed a philosophical depth that surprised many. Beyond acting, Shatner has maintained a prolific creative output well into his 90s. His numerous books, musical projects, and documentary films showcase a restless creative spirit and intellectual curiosity that refuses to diminish with age. What makes Shatner's longevity particularly noteworthy is the authenticity he brings to his public persona. Rather than attempting to project perpetual youth, he has spoken candidly about aging, mortality, and the perspective gained through a life spanning nearly a century. William Shatner's journey encapsulates the extraordinary possibilities of a life in entertainment. Dick Van Dyke stands as one of entertainment's most beloved figures, his career spanning over 7 decades. Born in December 1925, Van Dyke is approaching his centennial birthday in December 2025, a milestone that seems fitting for a performer whose boundless energy and optimistic spirit have defined his public persona. Van Dyke first captured America's heart with The Dick Van Dyke Show, 1961 to 1966, a groundbreaking sitcom that set new standards for television comedy. His portrayal of writer Rob Petrie showcased his exceptional talent for physical comedy while maintaining a warmth and relatability that resonated with audiences. His transition to film brought equally iconic performances, particularly his role as the chimney sweep Bert in Mary Poppins, 1964. Despite the much-parodied Cockney accent, Van Dyke's infectious enthusiasm and remarkable dance sequences created some of cinema's most joyful moments. What makes Van Dyke's career truly extraordinary is its longevity. In 2024, at age 98, he won an Emmy Award for his guest role on Days of Our Lives, demonstrating that his appeal and talent remain undiminished by time. This achievement made him the oldest performer ever to win a competitive Emmy. Even more impressive is his physical vitality. Well into his 90s, Van Dyke has continued to sing and dance with his a cappella group, occasionally performing impromptu public shows that demonstrate his remarkable preservation of movement skills. As Dick Van Dyke approaches his 100th birthday, he represents a universally beloved figure whose work spans multiple eras. James Earl Jones possesses what might be the most recognizable voice in cinema history, a resonant bass instrument that has brought life to some of pop culture's most iconic characters. Born in 1931 in Mississippi, Jones overcame a severe childhood stutter to become one of America's most respected actors across stage, film, and voice performance. While his powerful physical presence made him commanding in roles like the boxer Jack Johnson in The Great White Hope, which earned him an Oscar nomination, it is undoubtedly his voice that has most profoundly impacted popular culture. His portrayal of Darth Vader in the Star Wars franchise created one of cinema's most memorable villains, while his performance as Mufasa in The Lion King brought gravitas to animation. What makes Jones' career particularly remarkable is its foundation in classical theater. A respected Shakespearean actor who has portrayed King Lear, Othello, and other demanding roles, Jones brought this classical training to every performance, regardless of medium. Jones's voice work took an innovative turn in 2022 when, at age 91, he officially retired from voicing Darth Vader, but permitted Lucasfilm to recreate his voice using AI technology. This decision represents a fascinating bridge between performance traditions and emerging technologies. Beyond his artistic achievements, Jones's career carries significant cultural importance. As an African-American actor who rose to prominence during the Civil Rights era, his success helped reshape casting practices in American entertainment. James Earl Jones' extraordinary voice represents one of entertainment's most distinctive instruments. Few Hollywood careers can match the longevity, influence, and continued relevance of Clint Eastwood. Born in 1930, Eastwood has transformed himself from television actor to international movie star to acclaimed director, constantly evolving throughout a career spanning 7 decades. At 95, he continues to direct films, his creative drive undiminished by age. Eastwood first gained fame as the taciturn gunslinger in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy, reinventing the Western genre through these influential spaghetti westerns. His portrayal of Harry Callahan in the Dirty Harry series created one of cinema's most quotable tough guys while establishing Eastwood as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. What distinguishes Eastwood is his successful transition from actor to director. Beginning with Play Misty for Me in 1971, he gradually established himself as a filmmaker of unusual efficiency and distinctive vision. His directing style, characterized by minimal takes and trust in his actors, has produced acclaimed films across multiple genres. Both Unforgiven and Million Dollar Baby earned Eastwood Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture. This transition from action star to serious director represents one of the most successful second acts in entertainment history. Most remarkably, Eastwood has continued actively directing well into his 90s. His 2024 film Juror 2 demonstrates that his creative drive remains undiminished, making him the oldest active major director in Hollywood history. Clint Eastwood's evolution represents an extraordinary journey of reinvention and growth. Our next 2 Golden Age stars are actually over 100 years old, not in their 90s, but as a sign of respect, we wanted to include them into this video. Eva Marie Saint represents a living connection to Hollywood's Golden Age, her career spanning from the early days of television to the height of the studio system. Born in 1924, Saint celebrated her 101st birthday in 2025, making her the oldest living Academy Award winner and one of the last active performers with roots in classical Hollywood cinema. Saint's breakthrough came in 1954's On the Waterfront, opposite Marlon Brando, a performance that earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Her portrayal of Edie Doyle combined vulnerability and strength in ways that influenced screen acting for decades to come. Her starring role opposite Cary Grant in Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, 1959, showcased her versatility, allowing her to bring depth and nuance to the classic Hitchcock blonde archetype. These 2 iconic performances demonstrated Saint's remarkable ability to hold her own against the most commanding male stars of the era. What makes Saint's career particularly noteworthy is its sustainability across changing industry standards. While many stars of her era struggled to adapt as the studio system crumbled, Saint successfully transitioned to television and independent film, maintaining her relevance through careful role selection. In her second century of life, Saint continues to make occasional public appearances, including a podcast episode with actress Marisa Tomei in 2021. These appearances offer invaluable first-hand perspectives on Hollywood's evolution. Eva Marie Saint's remarkable 101 years encompass nearly the entire history of American sound film, creating a living connection to cinema's past. At 106 years old, Caren Marsh Doll holds the distinction of being the oldest living Hollywood actress, a living link to cinema's earliest days. Born in 1919, her career connects us directly to one of Hollywood's most beloved productions, as she served as Judy Garland's stand-in for The Wizard of Oz, 1939. This connection to such an iconic piece of cinema history alone would make her remarkable. Beyond her work on The Wizard of Oz, Doll appeared in films like Welcome Stranger during Hollywood's Golden Age. While her on-screen roles were modest, her behind-the-scenes experiences provide invaluable perspective on an era now accessible primarily through archives and memoirs. Doll's life took a dramatic turn in 1949 when she survived a catastrophic plane crash that claimed 35 lives. The Standard Airlines flight from Burbank to New York crashed in the San Gabriel Mountains with Doll among the 13 survivors. This brush with mortality adds another extraordinary dimension to her already remarkable life story. As a centenarian with memories stretching back to the silent film era, Doll offers a living connection to Hollywood's formative years. The changes she has witnessed in entertainment, from the advent of sound films to the rise of streaming platforms, encompass virtually the entire development of modern media. At 106, Caren Marsh Doll stands as the eldest member of the Hollywood community. As the last living link to the set of The Wizard of Oz, she connects contemporary Hollywood directly to one of its most magical productions, embodying living history in the truest sense. These 12 extraordinary individuals represent not just personal achievements in longevity, but living connections to entertainment history. From Caren Marsh Doll's memories of The Wizard of Oz to Mel Brooks' continued creative output as he approaches his centennial, each provides a unique perspective on Hollywood's evolution. Their collective careers span from cinema's earliest days to today's streaming platforms, encompassing almost the entire history of modern entertainment. What makes these legends truly remarkable isn't just their age, but their continued relevance and influence. Many remain creatively active well into their 90s and beyond, challenging our assumptions about aging and artistic vitality. Their persistence reminds us that talent, properly nurtured, need not diminish with time. It can evolve and deepen, informed by decades of lived experience. As we celebrate these living legends, we're invited to explore the rich filmographies they've created across the decades. Each performance captures a moment in both personal and cinematic history, creating a legacy that will endure long after the final credits roll. Their extraordinary journeys remind us why we fell in love with the magic of Hollywood in the first place.